First of all, David HaMelech says, "V'chatati lenegdi tamid." Lenegdi can be translated as negdi, against me, that my sin constantly comes to go against me, or lenegdi is in front of me. If you have your chet, your sin, in front of you all the time, it's like a little kid that gets burned. You just show him the fire, or a bully comes once and hits him, he sees that guy, he crosses the street. If you put chatati lenegdi tamid, you always remember, this is the danger zone that I don't want to get to. So in kind of a way, you kind of can forget the sin. It's still in your mind. But if you're talking about that you saw a certain thing, you did tshuva, then you daven and this thought comes up in your mind, this is kind of a good sign, because the Yetzer Harah will only come to disturb you when you're doing good. If you're not davening good, if you're not praying good, Yetzer Harah will leave you alone, because you're not benefiting anything. Huh? Tzaddikim is tzaddikim, we're not tzaddikim. We're people, and we're unfortunately, from what you said before, when a person does an Avera, Arizal explains there's three levels, there's three levushim, machshava, dibur, v'maaseh. And the Arizal says that we have to come here with Gilgulim in reincarnations at least 3 times to do all the mitzvot in machshava, dibur, and maaseh. So a person can be a good neshama, it doesn't have to be necessarily a rasha that comes down to the world. It could just be that he's missing mitzvot. So half the mitzvot you have to do b'maaseh, but the certain mitzvot you have to do b'machshava. Now the problem is that if a person pagam, makes a blemish b'machshava, that's when it will come back to you, let's say when you're down. These are all the machshavot harot that come. So if a person, just to give you this example, looked at the wrong place. So first of all, there's the maaseh, the eyes went to the wrong place. Now, there's not necessarily a dibur here, but in machshava, he also pagam, he also blemished in the machshava. So he doesn't look anywhere in that place anymore, so in the maaseh, he done his tshuva. But in machshava, maybe he didn't do tshuva in the level of machshava. And he still has it in his thought. And then the levush is still on the thought.
Yeah, but then you can say that's the Yetzer Harah, like tempting him and putting another test in front of him.
Exactly.
Like, how does one actually understand that?
If the person does a real good tshuva, then at some point, even in the machshava, it's not going to come. And that's how you say it, tzaddik. He will come to a level that he already killed the Yetzer, and then he doesn't have it coming to haunt. In the Yetzer Harah, you gave it information. Yetzer Harah is a computer. You feed it information, it comes and spits it back at you.
Seems like first up everybody starts with the maaseh.
For sure, in most cases in maaseh, but a lot of mitzvot is in machshava and dibur, and there's no maaseh. Yeah, but also, for example, mitzvah ahavat Israel, it can be in maaseh, but it can also be in dibur, and it can be in machshava. You can also think. Huh? Ahavat Israel b'machshava. You see a person suffering, and you have a thought, wow, miskin, I'm going to go and help him. You did ahavat Israel b'machshava. In everything you can do, almost in all 3 revadim. In machshava, you can look at a person, chas v'shalom, and look and to judge that person. Look what he's doing. He's such a rasha. That person did an avera b'machshava. Sinat chinam. He did it in his mind. He didn't say anything. He just thought, look at this guy. Look how he's doing this and this. You know what I mean? A person can do the avera b'machshava. And the person can do the same thing, the mitzvah b'machshava. So, Ahavat Hashem, for example, it's a mitzvah. How do you do Ahavat Hashem below b'machshava? You think, you can say it in words, you can do Kiddush Hashem, you can do in action. In almost anything, you can do the mitzvah and the avera chas v'shalom b'machshava, dibur v'maseh. Of course, machshava is the highest madriga, and it's the roved, I don't know how you say roved, maybe... no, roved is like maybe not layer, but it's, machshava is like the thinnest layer. So the pgam in machshava is the worst. So a lot of people say, I can do a pgam in my mouth or with my act. The pgam in the machshava is much worse. Hirur avera chamur me'avera. If a person thinks, I want to do this, he didn't say anything, he didn't do anything, he just thought, I want to do this, the hirur is worse than the actual maaseh. Why? Because the pgam that happens is in a much higher madriga. Yeah. We're talking right now more in pnimiut einyanim. So when you're saying, how can you get rid of it? Either your tshuva has to be so refined. Tshuva is not just one time, that's it. You have to...
Like you said, the Yetzer Harah always comes and you don't know if our tshuva is actually accepted, but we
Yeah.
always get
There. So if you want to be kadosh, then you segregate yourself and you say, I don't want to deal with it. I'm going to go and sit in a yeshiva all day long. But
it's not possible.
then you have to live in this world, so you have to know when to put your heads down and when to put a filter on your eyes. And if you can't control it, then you have to deal with it. But the thing is, if you're looking here, okay, you look back, nothing happened. The avera starts igniting when you start toiling about what you're looking at. That's when the avera starts cooking. So, you know, if you look in the street and you see something tameh and you right away move your face, okay, nothing happened. You look here, okay, so you move here. So, okay, it's not impossible. It's not that you drive like that. You know, there's a lot of other people. I also drive out in the world and I know what to look at and what not to look at. And if you move your head and you're standing in the middle of my head and there's something standing in front of you that you don't want to look at, so you look this way, nothing happened. It takes literally a split second to move down your eyes. So if you saw something tameh for a split second, yes, it will come back to your machshava. So if you so want to make yourself kadosh, then don't put yourself out there in the world. But the thing is that Hashem dafka can put you in the world because you have to deal with the world. So you need to have the right tools. That's why it's important that especially a Baal Esek that goes out to the world and deals with people and goes out to, like you said, Queens in the summer. So study good in the morning. Study an hour in the morning, because when you study an hour in the morning and you refine your neshama first thing in the morning, and right away you pray with a minyan and you put tefillin in the whole thing, and 2 hours in.
On the way to go into prayer and to go into yeshiva.
I don't know where you live, but you know.
But if you want to daven at let's say 8 o'clock, right? That's when everybody goes to work.
Okay, so look down for 5 minutes. It's not so hard. You know, all the tachbulot of the Yetzer, all these tricky things of the Yetzer, he's going to bring you to be like, oh, I can't walk here and I can't do this. No, it's just the Yetzer driving you crazy. But if you're saying, you know, I live in this world is full of tumah, you know, I'm going
That's
to...
really giving yourself a leniency where you're putting yourself, there's the Gemara that even like full quotes on calls the Gemara states that guy's in Russia, that one that puts himself in the case where, oh, there's like a shortcut and he goes and he's going to do laundry and he's like, oh, I'm just going to close my eyes. That's the same thing. That's a person that's putting himself in the Yetzer Harah's hand.
So that's why my etzah for you is, if you are already in the level that you're aware of that, so move to a neighborhood when in 8 o'clock in the morning you're not going to have a problem. And if you already got to the level that this is bothering you, then you move to a Haredi neighborhood that you're not going to have the temptations, and you pray early in the morning, and you put yourself in a situation like an alcoholic doesn't go to a bar. So if a person has an issue with alcohol, if he walks into the bar, he's going to end up taking a drink. So if a person knows he has a weakness for alcohol, don't go into the bar. So if a person has a weakness here, so live in a neighborhood that you're not going to have temptation, that you're not going to have to make the shortcut to look at the women who are washing the clothes. It all depends, you know. The Gemara says, "B'makom she'adam rotze lalechet, shama molichim oto." If you want to walk in a place full of kedusha, yeah. Yeah. So if you already got to the level of such holiness, move to Monsi, move to a place that you know this Lakewood, that you say, okay, I'm like this, and the women are tznuot, so I don't have to deal with this, and I don't have to see this, and I don't have to see that, and I find a job, you know, a kosher job, I can find a job that there's just men there, or whatever. It all depends how it's important to you. When for me, something is important to me, so I put myself, like you say, I don't put myself in a situation that I'm going to have an issue with. I'm going to work it to put myself in a situation that it would be easy for me to serve Hashem. When a person wants to walk in this holy path, that's where Hashem will help you to go. If you say, Hashem, please help me, I want to live in a nice, you know, neighborhood that is holy, and I want to have a good job that I don't have to deal with, you know, this and this and this, Hashem will help you. Don't worry, if you tell Hashem with your words, this is what I want, Hashem will help you. But if you say, Hashem, oh, I like living in Queens, action and all this, so Hashem tells, this is where you want to live, so deal with it. It's very easy. You kind of can control what you're getting exposed to. Exactly like if a person has a weakness to alcohol, don't go to a bar, because there's probably going to be a problem and you're probably going to end up drinking. And if a person has a problem with gambling, don't go into a casino. So if a person has a problem with this, the Torah teaches us,
The Yetzer Harah, like, put you in a situation where, let's say a person doesn't want to go to a bar, but not in a bar, then his friend's house is going to offer you a drink, or
Who?
Say, like a person, like...
Oh, I know, I heard...
Bring that person into a situation where that's...
Look, the Yetzer Harah is constantly going to come and knock on your door. If you think you're going to get rid of your Yetzer Harah, I don't know, the Yetzer Harah will constantly come and knock on your door and to annoy you. Why you think? He doesn't want you to do mitzvot. Now, if you fall to the temptation, then you lost to the Yetzer Harah. If you're smart, then you say, okay, I know it's the Yetzer Harah right now, and I'm not going to listen to it. But the Yetzer Harah doesn't leave you till you go, till the last day. Unless you're a tzaddik and you kill your Yetzer Harah will come to bother you when you're 70 years old. So, there's many sipurim, there's many stories in the Gemara. There's one Tana who says, don't put me next to my daughter-in-law. They told him, your daughter-in-law? You're like this old man. Why you have even the concept of even maybe thinking of looking at the daughter-in-law? And if so, you're this old man, you think she's going to even go with you? I don't even put me next to you. Maybe will be even the safek of maybe I'll do chas v'shalom and avera. So if you want to make sure that you're good, then you mekadesh et atzmecha.
They're such big tzaddikim, or chas v'shalom, like such big like Rashaim, that they're even thinking about the fact of like, oh, don't even put me there because maybe something will happen. Is that like how do we look at that? From which standpoint do we look at that?
We're not. I don't think we're in the level of the tzaddikim to worry about that, and I wouldn't call anyone here a rasha. The thing is that you have to do your ishtadlut to put yourself in the right place, to focus that your main focus is in avodat Hashem. If you're doing everything how you're supposed to do, you're going to have less problems to deal with. If you're constantly going to put yourself in different situations, then you have to deal, because everything that your eyes see, even for a split second, I told you, Yetzer Harah is like a hard drive. You give it information, it goes into your brain. So it might come when you pray, it will come when you sleep, it will come when you're not thinking. That's why Torah teaches us, Kadesh Tetzmecha, you have to make yourself holy, you have to sanctify yourself. And how do you do that? You live in the right place, you eat the right things, you learn Torah. That's why I said before, you have to learn at least 2 hours a day Torah. Because then you have koach, you have shmirah, your neshama has a lot of power. If you learn 20 minutes, and between us, the 20 minutes is half of the time you're checking your message, your emails, this is not limud Torah. And then what happens is that the whole day you don't have koach. So any thought from the Yetzer Harah will straight away come like a wave and woof, take you away. But if you study a lot of Torah, Hashem says, Barati Yetzer Harah, Barati Tavlin. I created the Yetzer Harah, but I also created the spice, the thing to fight it. And this is Torah. Study Torah, an hour, 2, 3 a day. I promise you're going to have much less issues with your Yetzer Harah.